Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hello and welcome. We're just going to wait a few minutes for our guests to come in. If everybody can let us know where you're tuning in from, that would be great. Where's everybody tuning in from today? The UK, Toronto, Edo States, Nigeria. I like that. Awesome. Welcome. My name is Bester Godfrey. Good morning. It's morning from my end, but it might be afternoon, evening for some people. So good day to you, wherever you're tuning in from. My name is Bester Godfrey, Canadian Immigration Specialist at Tofino Immigration. We help make Canada your new home. But we also understand that getting a visa to Canada is just a piece of the entire puzzle. There is more required even after you get a visa to survive in Canada after you arrive. So that is why we came up with this series, Canada Immigration Cafe series, to help you adjust better after you arrive in Canada. So today we're going to be talking about Quebec, the province of Quebec, what life is like for an Anglophone to survive in the province of Quebec. And we're going to be inviting our guest, Jane Setale, to tell us about her experience so far in the province of Quebec, which is a French territory in Canada. And so invite a friend, invite a neighbor, and I hope you have a great time. Let me try and get our guest on the show, and we can begin. Just wait a few seconds.
Hello.
Hello to you, Jane.
Hi. You calling me TJ?
I said Jane.
Oh, Jane. Okay. Oh, sorry, I heard TJ. Yes. Hello. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you.
And where are you calling from today? Are you calling from Montreal?
Yep. I'm calling from Montreal, Quebec.
That's good. That's good. If you could just let the audience know your name, and we can get started there. That would be great.
Okay. Okay. So, my name is Jane Ebosetale Egbeni. So, people, friends either call me Jane or Setale. That's where Yoga by Setale, sorry, Yoga by Tale comes from because it has been shortened so much, all the way down to Tale. But
Nice.
the full name is Ebosetale.
Awesome. And what country are you from originally?
Nigeria. I'm from Edo State.
Edo State. Awesome. We have a guest today from Edo State actually. Because I was asking people where they were from, and somebody said Edo State, Nigeria. So that was pretty precise. Yeah, it's good. All right, so let's get started. And today we're going to be talking about life in Quebec as an Anglophone. There's 10 territories in Canada, right? So this is where I want to start. 10 provinces in Canada and 3 territories. So Canada is the second largest country in the world, and there's only 2 provinces where French is predominantly spoken. We have New Brunswick, which is bilingual, English and French. They have the official languages as English and French. And Quebec, which have French as the official language, the only province in Canada with the official language of French. So we got all these provinces and territories. How did you end up in a French-speaking province? Can you tell us a little
Okay.
bit about that?
Yes. So when I came to Canada, I schooled in Ontario. So I went to Queen's University in Kingston. And I think in my third year or something like that, me and some friends, myself, my friends and I, English, my friends and I came to Montreal to visit, and I loved it. I was like, oh my God, I want to be here. This is where I want to be. And so, being obviously an English speaking person, Anglophone, I know I couldn't come work here, or I thought I couldn't come work here. So, the best thing for me was to do my my graduate studies here. And that's how I came to be in Montreal. And I've loved it ever since,
And
actually.
how long have you been there for now in the province of Quebec?
4 years, going on five.
Well, that's a long time. And you studying in Quebec. What are you studying there? Where do you go to school?
I go to Mcgill University. I'm a chemistry PhD student in my fifth and final year.
Wow, wow,
Yes.
that sounds pretty serious. That sounds huge. Uh, and so you've been there for 4 years, going to five. Quebec, what's there to love? What do you love about the province so far?
I mean, it's what do I love about Quebec? Yeah, the landscape, I guess.
That's good.
I don't know how to explain it. Quebec, Montreal itself is very, I would say, progressive.
Okay.
And just having a lot of festivals. You can never, I feel like in Montreal, the only way, not now, but before Corona, the only way you could get bored in Montreal was if you didn't want to do anything because there was like so much to do. Um, and I loved it. Like there were festivals, you could go hiking, you could party all day, all night till like dawn. It was nice. I don't know if to say it was because right now we're in Corona, so it's
Right.
not as but it
So,
was great.
so you mentioned that you spent some time in Ontario
Yes,
for undergraduate studies, and then
yes.
now you're in the province of Quebec for your graduate studies. In terms of this love for the provinces, can you
Hmm.
can you give us any comparison? Which one do you like better so far in terms of, I don't know, nightlife or something that people like to hear about?
Okay. I cannot give a fair comparison with the
Okay,
nightlife
right.
because I was in Kingston.
Okay, yeah.
Kingston is not where you want to be. So
If
if
there's
I was in
anybody from
Toronto,
Kingston today, we're sorry.
yeah, I mean, if I was in Toronto, then I would say I would give a better comparison. But
Okay,
I have not lived in Toronto yet.
all right.
Um, yeah, Montreal is a bigger city, so I would say I prefer Montreal, obviously, to Kingston.
All right. So the big question, which is why we're all here today, right? Is what has your experience been like so far as an anglophone in a francophone province? What has it been like for you?
It's been positive.
Positive.
It's been positive. I've never had any discomfort being here. I have not worked here. Like I've tutored, so I'm also a part-time tutor. So I do tutor and I only tutor in English. Before Corona started, right, I never had problems with like getting students because there are also Anglophone schools here, predominantly Anglophone schools. So for me, I've never really had any problem as an English speaker because I only speak English.
Okay.
In Montreal.
So you would say then it's possible to survive in the province of Quebec
Oh,
if
I
you
mean, in
only speak the.
Montreal, yes.
Okay. So Montreal is one of the major cities in Quebec then, and
Yes.
so there's lots of anglophones in that island of Montreal.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Anglophones in the island of Montreal. A lot. It's bilingual, basically. I would not say Montreal is French, it's bilingual. Because if you want to work in the service industry, you most likely have to be bilingual. If not, they would not employ you. So,
Okay. So then, in terms of jobs, do you need
mhm.
French? Do you need to be a French speaker if you were to go into the workforce today? Because you're not measured, you've been tutoring, but you haven't really gotten started, as you
Mhm.
were earlier. But if you were going to get a job in the province, do you
Yes.
need to be a French speaker?
I don't think so. I no. The reason why is because my job, as I said, if you work in the service industry, I would not be working in the service industry, so I would not need to be bilingual. I just have to find an English, predominantly English company, which is in Montreal. Somewhere like Mcgill, if I want to work at Mcgill, I would have no problem whatsoever, or work at Concordia, because I am chemistry, so I'm, that's my niche, and
Right.
and science is communicated in English, anyways. So,
Okay.
so I would not have a
Good
problem.
point.
But if you were to work with the public, you need to speak to, you would most likely need to be bilingual.
I see. So, so there's different regions in Quebec. We have the island of Montreal area, Bas-Saint-Laurent, Chaudière-Appalaches, Abitibi-Témiscamingue, Côte-Nord, Gaspésie, lots of places
Wait, what are we calling? Sorry, say it again.
there's a regions in the province of Quebec. Quebec,
Okay, great.
there's a lot of there's lots of regions, administrative regions, if you want to call it that way. And we'll be talking about the Montreal area for a while now. But if somebody was to live in Quebec City or to live in Bas-Saint-Laurent or La Gaspé,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in the interior of Quebec, how would they survive if they don't speak French?
Yeah, that I think you definitely need to speak French, but the province does provide you with um, free French classes, and they even pay you to take those classes. So I think if you come here, try to integrate as much, maybe in the first 6 months, because before when you move to Canada, you're expected to have I think $12,000 in your account, right? To keep
Settlement
you for like,
funds. Settlement
yes,
funds.
settlement funds. Yeah. So I would say just take out the first 6 months, 3 months, depending on your speed, and take those classes full time, get paid by the government.
Right.
And then afterwards, you then apply to your job, stating you're bilingual.
Yeah. I think the cool thing about the classes, because I benefited from those classes myself. That's why I'm
Oh,
able to speak French. And it's the classes are full time, about 30 hours a week, so it's pretty serious. I guess that's why they're paying you, because it looks like a full time job. And
yes.
the pay is, I mean, it's something. It wouldn't. You might still need to do something part time to survive. I think if I remember correctly, they pay 180 something dollars a week. So at the end of the month, you probably end up with about $750, which in Montreal you will be okay. Just if you
Mm-hmm.
add a little bit of the settlement funds, that might be okay to survive. And the settlement funds for Canada, it's about for one person, it's close to $13,000, so 12,000, a little over twelve
Ah,
thousand, close to thirteen thousand
okay.
dollars. But for Quebec, it's more than slashed in half, right? Um,
Oh.
yeah, so you don't need that much money to actually immigrate to Quebec compared to the rest of Canada. The
Mm.
the settlement funds for Canada, they expect you to have enough money to take care of yourself for 6 months, but Quebec expects you to have enough money to take care of yourself for 3 months. So the settlement funds,
Okay.
it's not it's not going to be the same as the rest of Canada. And the really cool thing that I find too is if you're getting $750 a month,
Mm-hmm.
you're still able to save a little bit on spending on your settlement funds, right? It's almost like
Yes.
you start working in Canada right away when you come
Yes.
and you're learning
Yeah.
French. Right? So 750 for those who are trying to do a conversion. I know there's lots of people from Nigeria tuning in today. That would be a little over 200,000 naira every month, which is quite significant. So I
Yeah,
think
for you to learn, for you
yeah,
to benefit yourself.
I
It's
know.
nice.
So these classes exist, and you know about these classes, and you still don't speak French yet. What's going on?
Yes.
What's your story?
Well, I have no excuse. I really have no excuse. Okay, I didn't just create time for it. With the one time I wanted to take it seriously, I couldn't get into the class this time slot I wanted. I guess I applied too late, and I could not get
Right.
into the time slot. And I was just like, okay, right, I'll be all right. Because I mean, I don't intend to stay in the province when I'm done. I don't intend
Okay.
to do that. So I guess I was like, eh, last, will be all right.
Is there is there a reason in particular that you like to leave the province when you're done PhD?
Yeah, yes. For me, I think more of opportunity. I think I will have more opportunity outside the province, like in Ontario. No,
Okay.
based on my French limitations. I don't want to have to be stuck in a company or not have enough mobility up a company. So I just
Okay.
rather would go to a more predominantly English speaking place and just know that,
Right.
I guess yeah, my French is not going to be a problem. So
Yeah.
that's why.
Some people are saying if they can ask some questions. If you have questions, just type it in the comments section over there, and I'll be taking some questions from there as well. The So if you were to learn French, for example, and you were comfortable and you were bilingual, would you stay in Quebec?
No.
No. Okay. Because what we're trying to establish, because we're trying to create, we want a lot of people, they're tuning in, they're potential immigrants, right? And I want them to
Yes.
understand what the landscape actually is like, to see if it's a place they would like to settle, right? And
Yes.
so that's why if it looks like I'm asking you lots of questions about the French, it's important because
Yes.
that's what they
Oh
speak,
yeah,
right?
no, I understand. I understand.
Right,
So I would not, because the politics is different. So there's Canadian politics and there's Quebec politics. I
right,
think Quebec politics is very restrictive. Just being here over the course of how many, like, what, 4 going to 5 years. Over the years, there's just been a lot of stuff in Quebec, and I'm just like, how is this even right? Because Canada as a whole is very progressive, but Quebec is not as progressive. Montreal
right,
is progressive, but
right.
Quebec as a whole is not as progressive. And I think they've made some policies or they've tried to pass some bills, and I'm just like, I don't know how this is. Hmm, it's
Right.
like this one time.
Right, exactly, exactly, exactly. So,
So that's
so
why I would rather not be here, not stay here
right,
at the end.
awesome, awesome. So the finance is also like a big issue for people. They want to know,
Hmm.
compared to, you used to live in Kingston, for example, you lived in Ontario before, you live in Quebec right now. What is the cost of living in Quebec? How much does it
Well,
cost to take care of
the
yourself?
cost of living in Quebec is relatively low to living in Ontario. I mean, I
Okay,
live in one of the what's it called? The biggest cities. I don't say big. I don't know if by not by landmass, but you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm
right,
living in the Toronto of Quebec, and
right,
I can tell you that the cost of living is way lower. Your housing, your insurance, your car insurance is way lower than living in Toronto. Even if our tax is higher, like we have 15% compared to 13%, but still, cost of living is way lower. It's amazing. It's
right.
beautiful. As a student,
So,
amazing.
right. So how much would it cost then for, say, a one-bedroom apartment?
Okay. So depending on how close you are to the core, so depending on how close you are to downtown, and depending on the area. If you live
Okay.
downtown, close to downtown, the Griffin towns and stuff, you'll be paying like 1.4. But when you go further out, like
Yeah.
just go out, go to LaSalle, go to uh just anywhere around the perimeters, it comes down to about 800, 700 for a one bedroom apartment. And that goes for two bedrooms and up. It's
Right.
very expensive in when it's like downtown, like centrally located, and then just go further out. We have a very good metro train subway system.
The
So
STM.
yeah, the STM exactly. So all
Okay.
you have to do is just, yeah, stay very close to one of the metro stops. The buses are good too, but winter sometimes it's crazy. So I'll say go
Right.
just stay close to one of the metro, and then you'll be fine. No, actually, I take it back. Actually, it can go all the way down to 600 for a one bedroom.
Whoa. In
Yeah,
the outskirts of Montreal then, or that would still be Montreal?
it's still in Montreal, but just not downtown.
Right.
Yeah, there's still regions in Montreal that the cost of living hasn't like gone up.
And this $600 you're talking about is for a one-bedroom apartment?
It's a one bedroom apartment. Like it's not because why I take that back because I actually have a friend that does stay in like a 600 something per month one bedroom apartment.
Wow.
Um Yeah, it's like a three and a half. The only thing was, I think the bedroom did not have a door. It's not
Right.
a studio. It's not a
Right.
studio. It's
Yeah.
actually separate rooms. Just that the bedroom didn't have a door, and it was like nice. And she's
It,
paying
it,
like 600 and something.
so
I was very surprised.
that would be trois demi, three and a half. Then
A three and a half.
in Quebec, it's very weird because they don't call it a one bedroom apartment. They have these weird numbers, like three and a half is a
Two
one
and a half.
bedroom, and a one and a half is like a studio, for example. So
Mm-hmm.
in uh, in Nigeria, that would be called like a self-contained, like a bachelor suite, right? And then three
Yes.
and a half is a one bedroom apartment. And then there's like four and a half, two bedroom, five and a half, three
Three
bedrooms. So it's weird.
bedrooms.
So when you're looking for an apartment in Quebec, you have to just know about the half. I think the half is the kitchen or something like that.
I
Because
don't even know what they have
yeah,
this. I
it's almost
just
it's so it's like I think if I remember correctly, it's like the bedroom is one, and then the living room is two, and then the bathroom
oh
is three, and then the kitchen is the half or something like that. So then we have three and a half, which is a
yeah,
one
but
bedroom apartment.
a studio would always have a bathroom. So
The studio is a one and a half. It's just weird. The studio they
yeah,
call
yeah,
that room a one, and then like the bathroom or the kitchen will be like the half. It's just the weirdest thing, but it's you almost have to just know and just do the math as you go along. So if you hear like a five and a half, you automatically know it's a three bedroom apartment. But the half
yes.
always throws me off. To tomorrow, I still struggle. You can see I was just struggling with the half, but it's just the way it is. Quebec is a little different because there's the English speaking part of Canada that we might all be used to because we speak English, and then you go to like the French part, and you almost have to. You feel like you're in a new country almost. You almost have to learn new things again and new ways of thoughts and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's very interesting. I think it's for people that are willing to keep an open mind for sure,
yeah.
and just try and just adapt as you go along. But it's really interesting. So winters are pretty serious in
Mm-hmm.
in Quebec. How serious are the winters in Quebec?
Oh, serious. It's definitely more serious than okay. I won't say most because Ontario has some weird regions.
Right,
It's serious. I would say Montreal is as cold as Ottawa, so it gets really cold
right,
during the winter. But the
right.
farther north, I'm not sure the direction you go. Like if you go to
Yeah,
Quebec City, it's even colder
right, right,
than
right.
yeah. So it's cold. It's cold. The comparing it to Toronto, Toronto don't even have a winter. Like they don't even have snow on the ground.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
why we
It's like Vancouver, and you dress differently for the Vancouver weather because it rarely snows in Vancouver. When it does, the entire city just shuts down, right? And then you you go to Montreal, and first you need to get a new winter jacket because the one you had from
yeah
whatever city you were coming from would not work in
yeah
Quebec, and you need to bundle up for
Canada
sure.
Goose.
I know. Those are expensive jackets though. Canada Goose
Those are
jackets.
expensive jackets,
Yeah,
but
they're
it's worth
crazy.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody just made a comment and said the bathroom is the half, not the kitchen. So, when
That
yeah,
makes
exactly. So that's the half. So when you're living in a like a three and a half, then we have the room, the living room, which is two, the kitchen, which is three, and then the half will be the bathroom. So thank you for letting us know there about where the half is coming from. That's awesome. So of course, when we immigrate, we want to be able to make friends wherever we go because
yes.
it's a new life for us. It's a new environment. We barely know people.
Hmm.
What is how easy is it to make friends in Montreal? How easy was it for you? And what is the African community like? What's going on down there?
Okay. I'm not sure how the African community is.
Okay, did you make was it easy for you to make some friends?
I hmm huh. I think so.
Okay,
I'm trying to think because it's like most of my friends live in Ontario.
right.
A lot of my friends live in Ontario. So, yes, I think it's easy to make friends because if I could remember correctly, I remember when I came in the first year, there was this app. I can't remember the name of the app, but basically you put your interest, like, oh, I'm interested in sports, da 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 da, And then somebody could now create a group saying, okay, I'm going for a run. Do you want to join me? Or if you say it's food, somebody could say, oh, or if you say it's Africa, they could have a roundtable discussion on Africa, and then you go. So I think it's pretty easy to make friends in Quebec if you want to make. Yeah, it's easy.
Awesome.
So that's no problem.
And you almost made a comment like I'm not sure if you're part of the African community. Is there something? Do you have lots of African friends there as well, or not really?
Well, I do have African friends, just that I did not meet them at once. So I didn't meet them
Right.
in any community, but they are definitely African, especially if you're coming like, let's say you're coming through school and undergrad. I would think that there are a lot of like African communities in undergrad. I came for my grad school. I guess I didn't like integrate well, so I'm not really part of any African community. Would have loved to be. It's just I don't know.
Okay. So do you think for somebody who immigrates from, say, Nigeria, for example,
Mm-hmm.
to the province of Quebec, do you think they will be able to find an African community to integrate into?
Um, yes.
Okay.
Yes, they will. It's just I'm not sure how they will go about it. But I know definitely there was a time that I went for a picnic for like I think Nigerians. I had never seen a big group of Nigerians like that before. I can't remember how I was invited, and I think I was invited by somebody I just met, and it was like Nigerian families just like in this big field. So
Right.
there's definitely that. I'm not sure how you would find them if someone did not invite you. But
I
yeah.
I I heard from a few people a few years ago that there's not a lot of Nigerians in Quebec because when they're done school, for example, they would move to Ontario or because of the language, I guess, the French. Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a language barrier?
Yes, because I mean, compared to when I lived in Ontario and here, like in Ontario, like almost every other black person you meet is Nigerian, right? It's not the same here. Yes, it's a language barrier. Nigerians are not looking to come. They're not running all the way down here,
Right, right.
except they have like a very good job or something. They are not looking to come to Quebec. So.
Okay,
Yeah, there's not a lot, but they are. It's just that they're not. It's not as much as in Ontario.
okay, okay. That's good to know. There's African communities there, but it might not all be Nigerians, and then some people choose to leave the province after a while. Okay, I see.
Yes.
So a big question about food, okay? Because
Uh-huh.
I know the French cuisine is a bit different. So poutine
Mm-hmm.
is poutine is I see you laugh. Poutine is it true that French people love poutine as much as Nigerians love jollof?
Okay, sure. Because all I say sure is because any restaurant you go to, there's always putting on the menu. So
Right.
I'll say yes.
Have you tried it?
Yes, yes, yes. It's all right.
Hey?
It's all right. I mean, I'm not a big fan of potatoes, and poutine is basically fries, with cheese and the
Yeah.
gravy. It's
Right.
it's okay.
I think I tried I tried it at a restaurant called I think La Banquise.
Where's that?
It's in Montreal. It's I think it's probably one of the best in on the island of Montreal. I'm not quite sure.
What area? What area
Uh,
is it?
it's Rue Rochelle Street East.
Oh, so it's in the plateau. I'm
Yeah,
not surprised.
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, yeah. So it's definitely. I tried it, and I took one of my friends from Ontario there as well, and we tried it. And what I don't like, I'm not a very saucy person. So you know how
Mm,
they put the fries and then the cheese and they just dump this gravy thing on it. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so I don't like that. I want the gravy
Mm.
to be separate, and I can add it as I go along. It's
Oh, you're
it's
asking
just
for too much now.
it's just really weird. It's just really weird. I want a separate bowl with the gravy, and then I'll just be scooping it as I go along because I'm not a very saucy person. It's almost like when you eat rice and stew, right? And there's some
Mm,
people that would just dump the stew in the middle and just mix
that's true.
everything.
Oh yeah,
I
that's true.
I would not be eating that. It's just weird. I don't know. I'll put the stew on the side and I'll be mixing it as I go along, right? So
Yeah.
it's very interesting for sure. So there is this perception that French people could sometimes come off as rude. Okay, some think you're rude, some think you're racist. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what has your experience been like so far? Have you experienced? What are your thoughts on this?
Um, so I have heard that a lot. I have heard that Quebecois are racist and rude a lot. Have I experienced it? I am not sure. But I just know that people in Ontario are a lot nicer
Okay,
than Quebecois. Like it's just something. It's a feeling, right? When you go to Ontario, it's very warm. Very everybody's trying to help you. Oh my God, And then in Quebec, it's a little bit different. It's a
okay,
little bit different. And I mean, people have said a bunch of stuff to me on the street in French, and I didn't know what they were saying because I don't speak French. So if it was a compliment, I don't know. If it
right,
was like a curse, I don't know. I
right,
just
right.
move forward. So yeah, so I'm not necessarily had any of putting experiences in Quebec, but yes, I've had it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, when I remember like in the English speaking part, if you at the bus stop or something, somebody would just say hi, beautiful day. Eh? They would just maybe make a comment, say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's sunny today, it's nice weather. It would just tell you something. But
Yeah.
I remember the first time I was in Quebec, I didn't get any of that. And after about a week, I had to ask somebody. I was like, "Good day to you. How are you?" I was speaking English at the time, obviously, and I said, "Is there like a thing that's going on? Like, why don't people say hello?" And he's like, "Look, it's not to do with you or not to do with anybody. It's just not a thing that you do." So
It's yeah.
I see how some people might see that as a bit confusing if they're coming from an English speaking part, right? Because
Yes.
because
Yes.
people saying hello to you is part of the city, it's part of you feeling welcome, and
Mm-hmm.
if, if
Yeah. Yeah.
if that affects you a lot, then that would definitely you feel bad
That's
about it.
true.
Yeah, yeah,
That's true. I mean, even in service, right? You maybe go get the groceries or you're trying to buy food. In Ontario, it's very like it's warm. You're right. It's very warm. It's very, oh my God, how are you? How's the day
right,
today? Looking good today, And
right,
then Ontario is just like, bonjour, hi.
right.
And then you continue.
At the grocery stores or at the uh, what do you call magazine, the shopping malls and stuff like that.
Yes.
Do you have to speak French to get a good service?
No. No, no. Normally, as I said, the people that these companies employ have to be bilingual. So it's they normally say bonjour, hi. That was I think or hi bonjour. And I think at a certain point the Quebec government, said no. They should always say bonjour, hi. So bonjour comes first and then hi, second. And then I think
Right,
recently he's like just bonjour. And then if you speak
right,
English, they have to reply you in English because I
right,
mean there's the government and there's this and there are companies trying to make money. So
right. So there's a conflict there for sure. I
exactly.
was in Quebec City a few months ago, and I don't think they engaged in any English at all the entire time. They spoke
Oh,
French the entire time to me, and they don't speak any English to you up in the interior. I don't think in Quebec City it was just
oh, I maybe because you speak French too. So the because me, I just tell you I don't know what you're saying, and if you want my money, communicate to me in English.
right. So they have to almost adjust.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. I mean, they want my money, right? It's like
you do, you
you
do.
don't want
It's
my money
business. Yeah, it's business. Are there any fun activities to do in in
in
Quebec?
Montreal. Okay,
Yeah,
in Quebec. Yes, there's a lot of ski resorts. It's very big in Quebec. It's very nice. What else? As I said before Corona, the festival. So in the summer, like in Montreal, there's always a festival, like every day. Every day
right.
there's a festival. There's a festival, so there's that. There's a nightlife, very good nightlife. We have a yeah. Um, because it's like a lot of mountains, a lot of, you can do a lot of hiking, you can do a lot of biking, you know. Yeah, there's the coffee shops.
Did,
I'm trying to think at the
did
top of my
you
head.
did you did you ever try any of the winter activities like snowboarding, skiing, or anything like that?
Uh-huh. I have. Oh yeah, even in Montreal, there's a all year round skating, ice skating place
Oh,
that is
very cool.
downtown, right?
Right.
So yeah, I go there a bunch of times. I've gone into Quebec City to ski, skateboard. It's not skateboard. What's the other one? The board one. I forgot what's board. But
Uh,
snow. Yeah.
snowboarding. Snowboarding.
Snowboard. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, snowboard. So
so
so yes, it's
so
really nice.
where did you pick this up? Because I don't think there's snow in Nigeria, where we're both from. How did you learn how to snowboard? What was your first experience like?
So the first experience was the skiing. We booked a resort and then we booked ski lessons. So it was like a 4 hour ski lesson that the guy was, I'm sure, very tired of us at the end of the day. He couldn't really communicate English very well, but he tried to communicate in English because none of us could speak French. We fell a bunch of times, almost broke my knee. But last will be all right.
Okay. Okay. And okay, so then the activities, there's lots of activities to do in Quebec. There's some jobs there, obviously, and obviously there's some Nigerians or English speaking people that can survive in Quebec. But long
Yes.
term for career, honestly, do you believe that it is necessary in the long term to speak French if you want to remain in the province of Quebec?
Long term in your career. So I think to be honest, I still say it depends. If you, example, you want to be a professor, in the Mcgill or Concordia, I'm sure you can go up the ranks in that. But I'll say in a very standard company that's probably Quebec based, you would not move too far. So at the end of the day, you would definitely need to pick up French. And you don't even have to go to the lessons, right? You can have Quebecois friends or just friends that speak French. I have
Right.
friends that speak French, but like, yeah, I was not in the mood. They are bilingual. I have a lot of bilingual friends,
Yeah.
but like they're just like, Jane, you should speak French, and I'm just like,
Right. Are there any
uh,
advantages, financial, economic advantages like finances and stuff to being bilingual in Canada or Quebec, in your opinion?
yes. If you can even elsewhere, as outside Quebec, I think bilinguals get paid more. I'm talking about in professional career job. They
Right.
get paid more than if you can just speak just English. I mean, it's nice to be bilingual, whether it's Spanish, the major languages.
Yeah.
So yes, there's definitely an economic advantage to speaking French.
Yeah, I see. Even now in Montreal, there is some job postings you would see. Of course, bilingual being the mandatory requirement, you must know how to speak English and French, and a lot of them now are adding Spanish to the job postings as well, saying they say
Yeah.
Spanish is an asset, but it will tell you that being
Mm.
bilingual is mandatory, while Spanish is an asset because there's lots of Spanish people as well in the island of Montreal. So I find it to be very interesting that
Oh, I didn't know there were a lot of Spanish
yeah.
people in the island of
So
Montreal. Oh, wow.
pull up some job postings, and then you'll see how they're starting to say how Spanish is an asset for sure. So
Ah,
it's definitely something that's interesting. So lots of people from Quebec can speak English, French, and I mean there's
and
people that
Spanish.
speak yeah. Well, they're learning Spanish now, so it's pretty good. When I in my French class, there were a few people that were Spanish is what I was learning French. People from Colombia, people from other Spanish speaking countries as well. So I think for people who love languages, it'll be good to just start with French at least, and then you can take it from there, right? So
True.
now I want to talk about a little bit about your passion, yoga.
Okay.
I I got into your page of the yoga tally. What's going on? How did you find this
Okay.
passion for this practice? What got you into this practice of yoga?
Okay. So I feel like yoga is different from for everyone. For me, it was more of a trying to keep fit without having a high uh, heart rate. Because one thing when I didn't just like having that, maybe you're running or doing like exercises, your heart rate is through the roof. I didn't like that feeling. It almost feels like you want to faint. Like I didn't like that feeling.
Okay.
So I tried to try yoga. So it was just like me in my room and YouTube and doing it every day. And I guess, finding the type of yoga I like because there are different, variations of yoga. For me, it was more of the active range
Right.
that I wanted. So I started doing that. And with time, I just got, better. I saw myself getting stronger. Like it wasn't the goal. I don't know I'm not sure what my goal was, but at the end of the day, I got stronger. I got more flexible. Is Yeah, my balance improved because I was not balanced at all.
Right.
I wasn't,
Are
yeah.
there any health benefits to this practice?
Yes, I mean, you keep fit. You have good blood flow, based on the movements you're doing. You are less likely to have like joint pain later on in life just because you've, exercised various muscles that you would probably not even exercise if you're just going to the gym or if you're just running. You target certain muscles, and at the end of the day, those muscles are active, the joints are active, that in the long run, it pays off.
Awesome. Awesome. Some people were asking about the express entry process and other immigration pathways to Canada. This is the sixth episode of the Canada Immigration Cafe. And on my IGTV, there's different episodes that I've done before on some of these topics: express entry, Quebec immigration pathway, life in Canada, study in Canada pathway. So visit IGTV on our page here and watch some of those videos because we will not be answering those questions on here. The videos are also uploaded on YouTube as well, and you can go watch them there as well. Um, so, how do people learn more about yoga? Do they check your page out, uh, Jane,
I
or
mean, my I mean, my pages are definitely, to check out. I'm trying to, because at first for me, it was just showing what I could do. It's like, oh my God, I could do this, I could do that. And people are like, oh, show me how to. And I was like, obviously, one thing is I would always say is that, the fancy poses you see on Instagram wasn't a day thing. It wasn't like, oh, I did yoga today and then tomorrow I could do this. No, I've been practicing yoga for like years, and there's still a bunch of poses that I haven't have I don't have access to just because I still need to, you know, get stronger, get more flexible.
and and one last question then, because I don't know a lot about yoga. I tried it one time and I was just a bit wobbly. So, what is your
Hmm.
favorite yoga pose? Because I'm gonna look it up after this session and see what that's all about.
Favorite yoga pose.
Yeah,
Okay. I guess is what I can do. So yoga pose
it's
is the headstand. Like
headstand.
headstand
Headstand.
variations. Yeah,
Yes,
because if you're on your headstand, you have that blood flow to your head,
right.
for like a little while, and it's very beneficial. I'm not saying stay there forever, but once in a while, it's good for your hips to be over your heart. It's
Right.
what's the word for it? I can't think about a word, but
It almost
but
reminds
yes.
me. I see yoga, and it almost reminds me of. It always reminds me of when I was in boarding school in Nigeria, and the seniors would give us punishments like headstands and other things, and I'm like, was I doing yoga the whole time, or?
Wow, is that you know
Yeah,
what? You never know. You
I
never
don't know.
know.
I don't know. Well,
They
but
were
would say
trying
so.
to get you to start yoga one day. Yeah,
Get
yeah, that
get
was
a
it.
fit. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So PhD in chemistry at Mcgill University. That sounds pretty serious. Um, what's has it been an easy journey for you as a student in at McGill?
Yeah, yes, ish.
Yeah.
I think okay. I think the It's been easy for me because of my professor. He's very, chill. It depends on your professor, right? Your professor is I guess we call them slave drivers, where they're like, oh yeah, man, do this, be here, da 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 da. Then I can see how it can be stressful. But my professor has been very chill, which has been good and bad at the same time. But at the end of the day, I think my mental health has been great just because I didn't have that, like push or pull. Um, but yeah, it's a double-edged sword for sure.
Right.
But I
The
I think overall it's been good.
and I assume, of course, you're learning in English. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Miguel is English,
Okay.
so and yeah,
And how
and I
do you
said
know? How many are there? A few English schools in Montreal, there in Quebec, that you know of?
yes. So you have Miguel, you have Concordia, and you have Dawson University. Sorry,
Dawson
Dawson
College.
College.
College. Yeah.
I think those are the three I know in Montreal.
I think there's
Um,
I think there's Bishop University as well in the interior of Quebec. It's an English university, but
mm,
Bishop University.
oh,
But
I don't know.
it's pretty good. But yes, I saw that PhD. I know PhD in chemistry is pretty serious. So what's next for you then after you're done with this
Um,
venture,
yes. So what's
doctor?
next for me is to go to Ontario, my hometown.
You going back to Kingston? You going back to Kingston, or you going to
And no,
Toronto?
I'm not going back to Kingston. Oh my God.
You
I
never going
cannot
back.
have lived in Montreal and then move to Kingston. I would
I
run mad.
I hope there's no one from Kingston. I hope there's no one from Kingston on this live today. But
I am sure they will agree with me, okay? Except you're a very introverted, stay-at-home type of person. Then
okay,
I would say, oh yeah, Ontario, no, Kingston is good for you. I'm not. Yes, I like to stay at home, but sometimes if I want to do something, I like to have the option
right, okay,
of what. So yes, yeah. So I want to work in the industry. So I want to work in the cosmetic industry. So, people that, behind the scenes formulating all your skincare and makeup, that's
okay.
what I want to do.
Awesome,
So,
awesome. Sounds like you have another adventure coming up. So I wish you so much success in
thank you.
you in the future. And I want to thank you for taking the time to come talk to our audience that it is possible to survive somewhat survive in the province of Quebec, even though you're a bit restricted to the island of Montreal, you're still able
Yeah,
to live life. So thank you for that.
thank you. And this is such an amazing platform. It's nice, to show Nigerians the options before they go and drop you in Saskatchewan.
Oh,
So it's great.
that's another
No, no,
that's shots
not
fired.
no
That,
shade, no
that's
shade
shots
to
fired.
Saskatchewan.
That's just fired because I'm gonna get someone that's from Saskatchewan on our platform pretty soon. So they need to defend themselves when they come on. But
I'm
either
sure
way,
Saskatchewan is very great. Okay, it's amazing. But it's
good.
just so you know, right? It's good to
Yeah,
have information on the various provinces
of course, of course.
before making your choice.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, and hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for. I hope you learned a lot about the province of Quebec in terms of if you're able to survive as an English speaker in the province of Quebec. There's a big African community there. I've been there myself. So if there's an immigration pathway for you for Quebec, don't hesitate to apply. And it's if you don't like it, there's always the opportunity to immigrate to somewhere else. So thank you for tuning in. This video will be saved on IGTV and also YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share with your friends. Be a good neighbor. Share with your neighbors. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. The link is in our bio. Like, subscribe, follow. Thank you. Goodbye and good night.